Okay, today in our in-depth video, I want to talk a little bit about program design. I write a lot of articles about it. You've seen the books about it, but let's kind of contrast and compare those things. Okay, the first one we look at, which is sort of the classic, we've seen programs from various people that highlight a linear program. We do 4 weeks focusing on like hangboard, then we go to campusing and bouldering. Then we would maybe go to a power endurance cycle. Some super long power endurance cycles. 4 weeks is way long for that. Then like a 4-week peak where then you'd send all your hard routes. There's a lot of errors with linear programming. The number one error is that traditional linear programs that climbers have stolen these ideas from were aimed at a single energy system, like explosive power in the Olympic lifts or being able to do a marathon. Well, in climbing, we need to work through all three of those difficult energy systems. And so this program falls short for most athletes. Plus, most climbers aren't satisfied with only performing a few weeks a year. They would rather perform at a relatively high level more often. Okay, in the book Logical Progression, I explained the nonlinear idea where we switch each session between strength and power and energy system work. No matter how many times you get to train a week, you just keep switching between those things. It gives us bigger duration performance periods, and it allows people to keep progressing their training throughout the year and still having high levels of performance. I think this is a really great program, especially for people that haven't used it. It's a great one year round. For high level climbers or people that like a more linear approach, nonlinear is an excellent thing to do during your peaking phase or when you're trying to perform well. Okay, but there's this other way, and that's what the main topic of this talk is alternating linear periodization. For 3 weeks, about 20 days, we would focus on strength-based stuff, and this is resistance training, hangboard, and maybe some technical bouldering. Then we would switch to 3 weeks of power, explosiveness, maybe bleeding into a little power endurance there depending on your needs, followed by a 1-week recovery period. So that's 7 total weeks, and then we go right back into strength, power, then another recovery period. And we alternate between those two factors. Now, strength and power are very closely related, so each one supports the other. That's a big consideration when we compare it against a linear program. The other thing that happens is we have these short cycles of only 21 days, and then we're right back into it. So I don't have a big cycle off from strength before I'm right back in it. And so I can push that strength up, and before strength has time to degrade, I'm back in another strength cycle. Power will maintain strength, strength will maintain power, and we can alternate between those two. You alternate between these two, you're training in the gym 2 or 3 days a week, get out to the crag 2 or 3 days a week, and let the crag performance drive whether you're red pointing really hard or not. This is a really, really successful style of training with long season sports like basketball, football, people that are trying to perform year round. And so this is definitely worth your consideration. Alternating linear, there's a couple articles on the site about it, and we'll be writing more about it in the future.